If you notice your betta fish digging in rocks, then it could be a sign that something is wrong. However, it could also be a quirk of your betta and nothing to worry about. If you want to know when you should start worrying, then keep reading to find out if it's normal behaviour or something more serious. There are many completely normal reasons that you might find your betta digging around in rocks in his substrate. However, before you just accept it, you should make sure that nothing is wrong with him. Here are some common problems that might be causing digging. Parasites or fungal infections. If you notice digging, the first thing you should do is check for a fungal infection or parasites. Digging may actually be flashing or scraping, a type of behaviour where your betta tries to rub off any unwanted pests on his body. If you notice a gold, dust-like coating covering your betta's body, then he is suffering from valvet. Along with the gold coating, you may also notice scraping as mentioned earlier, as well as lethargy and a lack of appetite. It may also be ick. If you don't notice a golden coating, but instead there are white spots appearing on your betta's body, this is indicative of ick. Ick is a highly contagious parasite that will quickly infect any other fish in your tank. Columnaris. Your betta could also be suffering from columnaris. If this is the case, then you'll notice cotton-like growths around your betta's mouth and gills. However, more uncommonly, these growths can also occur on the top of your betta as well. Gill Flukes. Gill flukes are another type of parasite that could end up infecting your betta. You won't see the gill flukes themselves, but they leave telltale signs. If you notice scraping, rubbing, gills covered in mucus, gill damage, and your betta gasping for air, then it's highly probable he has gill flukes. And lastly, it could be anchorworms. Luckily, this parasite is a lot easier to spot and you'll see them hanging off your betta. You'll also notice ulcers, redness, soreness, difficulty breathing, and lethargy in your betta. However, it's not always an illness or parasite. Sometimes there are other causes, and luckily some of them aren't bad at all. One reason may be that your betta is trying to find somewhere to hide. If you don't have a cave in your tank or a few places your betta can hide, then he may start digging. This digging is a sign that he's trying to make himself feel more secure. In fact, when I first got my betta, this was the exact behaviour he exhibited. Once I added a cave and more plants, the digging subsided. So if you notice this happening, then the best solution is to add more decorations to your tank. A betta cave is a great place to start, however there are so many decorations you can choose from. As well as decorations, you may also add a lot more plants as well. Bettas love Anubias, but you can also add Java Fern, Java Moss, Anacharis, Hornwort and Betta bulbs. And lastly, add a piece of driftwood that has a lot of nooks and crannies for your betta to hide in as well. Your betta may also be looking for food. If he doesn't eat his food straight away, then eventually it's going to sink to the bottom. If your betta is digging around at the bottom of the tank, then he may just be foraging for food. If this is the case, then there's not a problem with your betta. However, you should consider vacuuming the gravel more often as it can affect the ammonia levels in your tank. Your betta might be seeing his own reflection. If he sees his own reflection, then he may be attempting to get to it. This often happens in tanks where the light on the inside is brighter than the light on the outside. While this won't affect him much in the short term, over time it could really begin to stress him out, which you definitely don't want. There are a lot of negative consequences that come from stress. If you think he's seeing his own reflection, then try turning his tank light off when it's not bright in the room. Also, you could place a lamp next to the tank and leave it on. Something outside the tank could be aggravating him. Look around your tank and see if there's anything bothering your betta. It might be something reflecting into the tank or an item that's particularly colourful. Whatever it is, if it starts triggering aggression in your betta, he may try and do whatever he can to get to it, including trying to dig through gravel. It could also be temperature shock. If the water in your tank is too hot or too cold, then your betta may be suffering from temperature shock. You'll be able to spot this depending on how erratic the digging seems. If it happened rapidly due to a hot day or a water change, then your betta could be showing symptoms. If you think it's temperature shock and you don't act quickly, it could kill your betta. So you'll need to take action to fix this. The tank could also be too small. A lot of people are told that a betta can survive in a tank that is 1 or 2 gallons in size, and this just isn't enough space for them to be happy. The minimum tank size a betta should be in is 5 gallons, but bigger is still better. If you're housing your betta in a tank smaller than 5 gallons, then this could be causing the behaviour. It could also just be part of his personality. Bettas are just weird fish. They have unique personalities and it's not uncommon for them to do weird things. If everything else on this list doesn't seem to be the problem, then it's probably just his personality. If this is the case and there's not much you need to do, just let him get on with it. However, if you're using rough or sharp substrate, then you may want to consider something less harsh. So a quick recap, there are a lot of different reasons that might be causing your betta fish to start digging his gravel. Hopefully it's just because of his personality, however it could be something else. So just a reminder, it could be a parasite or fungal infection such as anchorworms, gill flukes, columnaris, velvet or ick. It could also be because your betta doesn't have anywhere to hide. Make sure you add a cave, plenty of plants, driftwood and other decorations. If his tank is too small, it may be causing this. Make sure you're housing your betta in a tank that's 5 gallons or bigger. If you've just performed a water change or the room has gotten too hot or too cold, then it could be temperature shock. He may also be looking for food that has sunk to the bottom of the tank. And lastly, he may also be seeing his own reflection. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Otherwise, have a great day.